Bernstein had this incredible ability to be working in music which was almost biblical and music which was like show business and West Side Story. Extremely exciting relationships for orchestra and really, really simple melodic lines which were almost childlike. That's the beauty of it. It allows us to experience the music in a different way. I've wanted to do a big choral piece for a long time, and Chichester Psalms is one of my favourite pieces of Bernstein. What's interesting about the Chichester Psalms, they're sung in Hebrew. So what you're getting is this collection of voices and then one individual boy treble, which just transcends everything. I think this music lends itself to much more of a liquidity in the body, a much softer relationship, something which is ever transforming, it is more organic, and it's been really thrilling to see how we might be able to get this quiet grace. The title Yugen means this kind of like mysterious grace or a profound grace, something that has an absolute mercurial beauty. I'm a huge fan of the ceramicist Edmund de Waal. He has this phenomenal, pure aesthetic. But I heard him on the radio one day and he was talking about how he invests physicality into the way in which he makes his pots. He listens repeatedly to music while he's making himself, and it informs the way in which he touches the clay. And I just think that analogy with Edmund touching clay and choreographers touching bodies is very, very close.
I'm a potter, okay, and I use porcelain. And my whole practice is basically kind of reflecting on light and shadow. This is just working on a completely different scale with people and structures which are unbelievable. I mean, the one behind me is 7 meters tall. So what I wanted to do was to try and create real powerful places for the stage where the dancers could inhabit, places of refuge and solace. There's a huge challenge about having these sacred bits of text sung in Hebrew. And you don't want to create a set, you don't want to design a production which diminishes them. It's a high bar, so that when there's a single dancer or several dancers in one of these great sort of vitrines, you get a feeling of being inside a cathedral, or inside a temple, or inside a synagogue, you know, being inside a sacred space.
I always like to cast the dancers quite widely, so I like to work with people I've worked with many, many times before and put next to them dancers that I've never worked before, and that's always a really surprising and beautiful alchemy. You never know what's going to happen with that. And in that process, you start to learn about the music, and you start to learn about how dancers respond to the ways in which you're thinking about the music. Okay, get the idea? I don't think there is such a thing as an abstract ballet, because I think when you see human beings on a stage, you can't help but invest meaning and relationship with them. You can't help it. So you could also have a look at Sarah as she comes, so you get this funny little triangle, yeah? Could you do one last time, and that's really great. Thanks very much, and then we'll be done. In this piece is almost this rites of passage for a young man that we've evolved over time in this work, and you see him in relationship to this group, and you see him change, you see him grow. You might read it as a death, perhaps, of parents and him opening up at the end and finding a new way to live. But I don't think it has to be explicit. You don't have to specifically look for that. It's really important for me that each piece is made with individual dancers, that the imprint of those dancers is in the work itself. It's not my ballet, it's our ballet. And I really mean that in a very genuine way. That's one of the beautiful things about making choreography with real people. It's instant feedback. You've got living, breathing minds and bodies working together to create something hopefully extraordinary.